Bernita Nicholson testified for most of day 4. So one of the interesting things that she said on day 4, Bernita Nicholson, was that there was tension during that conversation between Eric Holder and Nipsey Hussle. And that's kind of goes against what Cowboy was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually didn't really remember certain things about that conversation. So there's a video of Bernita Nicholson getting interrogated back in 2019 in the police room when her memory is fresher, when things had just happened. And she did say that Eric Holder was messy. He was being a little bit confrontational, and there was a lot of tension, and Nipsey didn't like it. And that came out on the second day of her testifying.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay. So Eric was it Eric was confrontational with Nipsey?
She did say Eric was slightly confrontational. I'm not sure if she used the word confrontational, but she used the word tension. Because remember, this is a 4-minute conversation that took place between Eric Holder and Nipsey in the presence of Rimpaw and Cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
She only got the tail end of the conversation, Bernita. She came in, if you time the amount of time that Bernita is in this group while this conversation is going on, it comes out to 53 seconds.
Wow.
So, she only got maybe, that's about 20% of the whole conversation. So she missed 80% of it. But in her recollection, not only was there a snitch conversation and the word snitch was used, she says there was a part where Eric Holder calls Nipsey Hussle a snitch. Now,
Wow.
I thought that was interesting because if you read the grand jury transcript, that's actually in there. But I always thought it was a typo. I always thought the transcriber, the court reporter, may have gotten it wrong because they make mistakes all the time in these transcripts.
Right.
So she actually said that Eric Holder, in addition to, I guess, Nipsey Hussle's allegations towards him, he was saying, "Are you a snitch?" and putting the blame on Nipsey. So that was kind of interesting as well.
Okay. And did she say anything about Nipsey reaction? Was he confrontational at all?
She didn't say Nipsey was confrontational, but Nipsey was very her word was standoffish. She didn't like the way Eric Holder was coming at him, and he was very standoffish and kind of giving him the cold shoulder. And she said something to the effect like, you could tell Nipsey didn't want him here.
Wow. Okay.
So what you think about that?
It seems like it could have been something some tension that beforehand. That's what it seems like.
There's definitely some history
Right.
between these two guys. And we got to remember that going back to Cowboy's testimony, as soon as he was driving into the parking lot, Nipsey asked Rimpaw, "Is that Shitty Cuz?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's him." So they definitely got a history, Nipsey and Eric Holder.
Right. Well, what that history is, only Shitty Cuz could tell us. Only Eric could tell us, and Nip, he can't tell his side because, well,
Oh, well, I think that Cowboy knows a little bit more of their history, but that wasn't asked of him. They did ask him on day 1 and day 2 of testimony, how long have you known Eric? And he admitted, I've known them since they were all young, since he got out of prison in 2003. So he saw all these guys as teenagers.
Wow.
So Cowboy definitely knows if there's some history. And then, of course, the man that everyone wants to talk to is Rimpaw, which he was supposed to be there for day 5. But in terms of day 4, the defense attorney definitely cross-examined her for a long time and really trying to just show that Eric Holder was a nice guy. You liked Eric Holder. You were interested in Eric Holder. You paid for all the dates. Did he ever do anything threatening to you? Nothing was negative about this guy up until that day. But of course, you got to remember they only was hanging out for 1 month. Isn't that in 1 month everything's supposed to go good? Anyways, it better go good in the first. If your relationship with someone is not going good in the first month, that's a red flag.
Right,
So
exactly.
you can tell by the testimony she actually liked the guy.
Mm-hmm. Right. And what else said? She said? Did she reveal anything critical that you think we should know?
Not really, except I think that when she was testifying, she didn't really talk about the tension that was there between Eric and Nipsey until they played the video of her being interrogated by the LAPD back in 2019. And she
Mm.
was much more animated. She was much more detailed. So, I understand people aren't going to remember everything, but there's a video, and that's going to become public, of her whole interrogation. Her whole 4.5, 5 hours of being interrogated is going to become public. And in that interrogation, that's when she said that there was a lot of tension. In that, when she walked up, she can sense and feel all the tension going on between Nipsey Hussle and Eric Holder.
Right. Wow. I can't wait to see that.